Why, hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today we're doing a RiseToWar Legacy video, my friends. And I want to tell you guys, from my experience, I'm in Season 5 of playing this game. What are the best things if you're not completely going free to play, and I'll tell you free to play and not free to play, if you just want to spend a little bit of money on the game, where you don't want to be putting out literally like tons and tons of money, but you just want to put in a little bit to support the game and have a little bit of extra. What are the best things and what things are worth getting? Those are the two things we're going to talk about today, okay? So let's go straight into it. If you go up here to the top here, what are worth getting? You can buy this $2 a day thing if you want, but that will add up, my friends. So if you're really trying to do a budget thing where you want to put a little bit of money in the game, but you don't want it to add up, because $2 a day, if you do the math, times 7, that's $14 a week. That's a lot, okay? So at least US, all right? So again, I bought a couple of those in the past, but I don't do those anymore because I just feel like it's too much money. I feel like it's a bad steward of my money. But again, that's not, if you guys want to do it, go for it. If you have the extra money and this is the game you love, put the money into the game you love. I understand that. But next thing, these right here, when you have gems, early to mid game, these are worth it. Make sure you have a good amount of resources. Don't do this when the first day when you start. Make sure you get your resources up to like you have, you know, a good amount. I would say your resources are at like at least 20,000, right? Each around, right? And then pop those on, because remember those are a % increase, right? So, or you can buy them ahead of time the first days you're on, and then once you get to the middle of the game, then start popping them, because they're only 3 hours each, right? This one is also very helpful for gathering resources to help you speed things up, and also for your mock battling for your main guys. Very helpful. The unstoppable thing, this is up to you. If you really need it, that's great, but that's real pricey. 600 gems just feels like a little too much to me for that. But if you need it, I mean, that's an emergency thing. You can get a little mana. You can use it one time every 24 hours on one commander. They all have separate cooldowns for that. But now let's go to periodic benefits. The digging for treasure and the craftsman contract are completely worth it. So here's, if you're going to spend a tiny bit of money on this game on RiseToWar, I would recommend it. So this is $2, right? US dollars. I don't know about the rest of the world, because I know we play this all over the world, you guys. I don't know the difference in translation for money there, but you get 400 gems right when you buy it, and 200 right when you buy it, because it's the first day. So I just got this today, $2, and it's one week, 7 days. Okay, so it's $2, and you get a combined total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, right? You get like a lot of gems there. You can say, right? How many gems you get there. So 400 plus the 200 each day for 7 days. Then you get the craftsman contract. This is I believe it is $5. It might be 10, but it is an entire month. So if you want to do like a monthly thing to get more coins, and what I do is just save them up, and then you'll have a big chunk, and when one of the special boxes comes out, you might be able to have 100 to do the whole box and get all the benefits from it. That is up to you what box you like, right? But again, I really like this one if you are going to get coins, and at the when you first buy it, you get 2,300 gems, and it gives you a coin each day for 30 days. So 2 months go by, you have 60 coins, right? 3 months, 90, and now you're close to having 100. So 3 months, you find a box you like, you can open the whole box, get all 100 out, right? So that's worth it. Gems, this is where priciness starts coming in. I stay away from this, okay? Occasionally, I will get a $20 one sometimes, and I only do it once. For example, each season, the first time you buy it, it doubles whatever you get, right? So, realistically, if you're gonna do it, buy like a $10 or a $20 one time, and you double that, you basically got $40 worth of the gems in the game, okay? Again, I wouldn't recommend this if you're just gonna do just a little bit towards the game. The best ones are the periodic benefits, because it's not a lot. You know, you're spending a total of like $10 in a whole month, right? So this is the one. These are really, really helpful. And then one other thing, if you go up here to the top, at the very top up there, and open this and go to challenges, at the very beginning of the season, there is basically basic, and as you do your weekly challenges, you get these top things, and then you can buy the pro, you know, this one, and you get all the things below too while you're leveling up, and that is $15. and that is worth it. It's one time for the season, so it's basically like your subscription to the game, just like many games have a subscription, right? It's basically you get all these extra things as you level, and it'll give you a free like 15 levels or something right off the bat. So you get a bunch of stuff right off the bat, all this stuff up here. So again, I think that's kind of worth it. I do it just because I really play this game a lot. But if you're not planning on really committing, this one, still $15 is a lot. I would just stick to, if you're going more free to play or you just want to spend a couple dollars digging for treasure, probably a good one, and maybe the craftsman contract. Okay, so those are the two big ones I would say would be good for getting. So now you kind of have an idea, and then there's the pass for that. Again, there's a lot of things that come out, like these things, and then you buy it, and then it gives you another one to buy it. It's kind of like this unless you can keep buying. Some people, if you want to put that in, that's great. In the past, I've gotten a couple things from it when I really was in this game, because remember, once you have the items, you always have them on your account once you've earned them. So I kind of like, I spent some money, got some stuff, and now I'm not spending any more money because like I'm very content with the items I have for the few commanders I use. So again, and then I just get the free ones for them monthly. But again, like this one right here where it gives you it's 20 for access and all that stuff. It gives you some worn out things and Matham coins. It's a little bit worth it depending on if you're doing a lot of crafting, but still $20 is a lot of money, at least for me. I try to be as good steward with my money. So yeah, but again, that's everyone's individual decision. I'm not trying to guilt trip you if you've spent thousands of dollars or something. If you have the money and it's your passion, you're having fun playing with your friends and you enjoy it, go ahead. But I'm just telling you, this is a video more of like a savvy video of RiseToWar, okay? What I recommend for just a little bit of money purchases to make it a little bit more fun, where you're a little bit more competitive, but at the same time, I do feel free to play in this game. You can go totally free to play without being like pay to win. Like you could play this game free to play and still be very helpful for a group. Now, does it help when you're one of these people that have all the best armor? Yes, it does help. There's no denying that. It's this kind of game. But I've played a lot of games like this in the past, which I kind of quit all the other ones because they were so pay to win that I felt like as a free to play player I could do nothing in those other games. So keep that in mind. RiseToWar is feeling more balanced, at least season 5, and that's pretty far in so far. And then your daily thing. Okay, so come to your little box, whether you want the evil box or the good box. Now, again, this is Secrets of Forest. I just did an opening video on that if you want to check it on the playlist. Kind of fun. We got a couple good things in it. But if you're going to do evil or good, you're going to get a free daily one. So the free daily one, you'll click and it'll say free right here, and you click it. Then there will be a second one that pops up under it, and it will say 200 gems. If you're doing the daily thing that gives you 200 gems, I highly recommend it's worth to use the 200 gems to roll one more one. So that's a good, so yes, I recommend the free one and the 200 gems if you have the 200 gems. If you're just free to play, you don't have a lot of gems to spare, you might not want to be rolling the 200 free one, but I mean, not 200 free one, but the other one after the free, that's 200. But I'd still recommend if you've earned some, that might be the best way to spend your gems. Is really, unless you want to spend them on the, like increased speed of your resources things, but I think that's probably the best because this is where you're getting your armor, right? So probably the best place to use your 200 gems. Then we have the 1 roll and the 5 roll behind the camera, right here in the corner, and I would recommend always doing the 5 roll. So if you have coins, like for example, I have 1 coin right now, I could roll 1 coin, but I'm not going to, because I found with the chest somehow just how it works. When you roll 5, you get a higher chance of getting purples and golds. I don't know what it is, but I've done a lot of rolling in the last 5 seasons, and I find the 5 just give you a better chance. So if you can, just wait till you have 5 coins to roll once. But I prefer to wait till I have like 100 coins over a couple months, and then I come in here and roll. But I do my free one and my 200 each day. Okay? Things for you to remember, if you're free to play or if you pay a little bit of money, I think the 200 after the free one is worth it too, depending on who you're doing good or bad chest, right? Being the evil side chest. Okay, cool, moving on. And now the tavern. Okay, so things to use your stuff on in the tavern with gems. You can re-roll. I personally think if you're going to be using 200 gems daily, use it on the free reroll in the box. Don't use it on getting more tips, because that 200 roll on the chest has a chance of you getting like respect items for heroes or an entire letter from a hero. I got the Gil-galad letter the other day with my free roll. Okay, so you do get good stuff with the free roll occasionally. It's not totally rigged to never getting cool free stuff. Now, granted, it was after, you know, 40 days of free one every day I was doing, but that was so cool to get that, right? So it definitely happens. It definitely happens. I also did a free roll once where I misclicked and clicked the evil box and re-rolled the free one. I was like, oh darn, I used my free one on the evil box. And it gave me a tier 3, the one tier 3 commander. It gave me, what's his name? This guy right here. It gave me Karun. So I have him. If I ever play evil side, I have him. Again, I focus on the good side, so I have most of the good leaders there. But you can use your 200 gems, do a reroll, and get more tips. But I would kind of recommend not to waste your gems on doing the tip reroll. It doesn't feel impactful enough from the last few seasons. It does have a higher chance then of you're getting more armor, because again, this is armor. You get 5% chance at gold, 25% chance, and these numbers feel right. I get occasionally a purple, and I will occasionally get a gold piece, which is really exciting. So these numbers all feel right, by the way, for the tips. So these are the best for tips. I think the armor random chance is much better tip than the respect tips. The respect tips feel like 30 respect, it says down here for Boromir. It's really not that much. It's really not that much respect. Where the items give, like, you know, a good chunk too. But you know what? Hey, it still gives respect. So if you have them, make sure you run the tips. If you have them there, sitting there, right? Don't just leave them like here, because they'll reset each day. But my point is, don't do the reset, the 200 and 400, unless you really are grinding for gear and you have the extra gems and you're putting the money in. But otherwise, I wouldn't. Selling stuff. Careful with selling your equipment. Just so you know, guys, this is another thing for new players and free-to-play players. Make sure you're imparting wisdom with your green equipment. And if you're not using the blue ones as much, use the blue ones. But again, if you're imparting wisdom on these characters, it's a little bit more helpful. So for example, I like to use my green ones to impart wisdom. I don't even have that many green ones, but see, I was able to impart close to getting the first level. And I have a whole video on imparting wisdom, and you want to check that out on the same playlist if you want to know what that is. Yeah. All right, my friends, so that is, if you want to leave comments for people, letting people know what you think are the best things to get stuff, please feel free. Also, guys, don't forget, if you're in a fellowship, to be helping your fellowship, and check out the store. Sometimes it has really good things. Things I recommend on getting is the moving one that's 500, move your base, because it costs a lot to move your base with gems. It's like, I forget what it is, like 500 or 600 gems, which is a lot. So make sure you grab this in your free coins for helping your fellowship. These are good to get, 50. The training mock battle ones, you can do these. I almost think the 3-hour one, if you have extra points, that's great, but you run out of points real quick if you're buying these for 500. I would buy the moving ones for 500, and then you can get these little ones too if you want, but it's only 30 minutes, so it's not a huge increase in resources, so that's up to you. But I think the 50 gems is more worth it for the 300 ones inside the actual thing up here. Sorry, where'd it go? These are three hours too. I think those are more worth it, and the battle readiness. Hope that helps you out a little bit, guys, if you're new to the game. And those are my thoughts on it. And please leave comments what you think is the best ways and stuff. This is another thing to keep in mind, guys. Always come and check this little sword, because this here on the right is very cool. And basically, as you come and click these as you do stuff, and some of these drop you coins for free. You don't have to spend a ton on the game. There's ways to get free stuff and free gems, see, and free Matham vouchers. Okay. All right, so it's a good thing. And then Secrets of Forest is the box, right? But then there's also these things you can open, and they'll give you stuff too. They'll give you Matham vouchers and items as your fellowship is doing stuff. And there's a lot of other ones too in here too. So just make sure you're checking that all the time. Just make sure that that is working out for you there. But yeah, really, really good. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anything for you guys. It's really important. For free stuff, we'll just open our item bag. By the way, here's where you come in to use your items if you're a new player, right? I'm gonna go ahead and use my 300 boosts that I got from my daily thing. And then also, oh yes, let's go one more thing. When you go back into the Matham button at the bottom, go to exchange up here at the right. This is where you use your Matham vouchers. And this is also where you can use gems to buy the Mithril impurities. I have been buying some purple ones with my gems I've been earning and getting, but because I'm trying to get a certain character up. these are really expensive, you guys. If you're a free-to-play player, you really are probably just gonna have to earn mithril coins from tips in the tavern, which is another way to get them. And it's gonna take a long time. It's just gonna take many seasons. Even though I put a little bit of money into this game, it took me several seasons to get the new abilities up, right? And this is also where you can use your math and things for either respect items that re-roll. Oh, you can do a free re-roll, by the way, each day, just so you know. You can refresh it once. So you can use it here to get respect, or for certain items, or armor, right? Again, I like to wait and save up enough that I can buy some kind of gold item that I really want or something. But again, that is a lot of Mathams, 1200. So that is up to you. But I think that's the best use of Matham, either for respect items or for that. Also, by the way, you can do this. You can go in, and if you have your Matham stuff, you can go into dismantle right here. And basically, this is your dismantling of vouchers, right? And you can actually pull and dismantle things, and it'll give you vouchers. So then you can use those vouchers to go buy respect items that randomly appear, or items. But again, I don't think this is completely worth it, you guys. So don't just be like, oh, I really want that item, and just like go in here and just get rid of all your respect items to get enough for the item. You can do that. Make sure you're deciding on who you're going to focus, what commander for new players, but this isn't really totally worth it. I think the return you get back for deleting these items is not worth it, okay? I think it's kind of a little bit of it's more of like you can customize, but a little bit of a trick, as in you're going to lose monetary value out of your invisible stuff. Right? It's not quite as worth it. So I would just kind of keep all your respect items, stick them on characters you want. Then once you really don't want to use commanders, then you could delete those to use for math and vouchers, right? So anyway, my friends, those are all ideas for new players and what's the best things to spend money on, kind of thing. Ideas that I just wanted to kind of throw out there for you guys, because I think it's kind of important for new players to kind of know, especially if you're only going to spend a tiny bit of money on the game, which is this whole season has been me being very studious with my money, so I've only spent a couple dollars. But you can do it, definitely. Now in the previous season, I didn't spend thousands and thousands of dollars like some people do. They can do that. I'm not insulting anybody. You can do that, but I've spent probably, like, realistically, like, I think last season I spent over $100 the whole season. And that was all I needed to do that. And again, it was because I'm really enjoying the game with my friends. I'm playing with my brother-in-law. We're having a lot of fun. It's a game, right? Like, that's pretty much how games make money that are free to play anyway. That's how they stay in business. But so I'm supporting the game I like to. Again, just like Lotro, like I paid for a subscription on Lotro. Same thing, right? All right, you guys, have a wonderful day in Middle-earth, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Voice of the Rings, a Lord of the Rings Rise to War Legacy. I'll see you in the next episode, Voice of the Rings.